B12, because one of the things that I experience, and a lot of people may, concur, is that when you go vegan, all of a sudden everybody in your family is a medical expert and they want to talk to you about B12. Even, so that's like clear the air. What is B12? Is it something that we all should be taking, and how should we be taking it?
Thank you. Such an important topic and really needs to be dealt with clearly. Vitamin B12, cobalamin, is absolutely essential to keep your brain healthy, to keep your blood healthy, keep your spinal cord healthy. We need some, a couple times a week, you need some vitamin B12. Where does it come from? Animals don't make it. Cows don't make it. Chickens don't make it. Pigs don't make it. No animal makes it. Humans don't make it either. It's made by microbes that live in the soil and in the natural world, in the streams and the rivers. That's where vitamin B12 comes from. The deer and the antelope have B12 in their muscles because they're eating grass all day and they're pulling up clumps of grass that have particles of dirt clinging to the roots. And in that soil are the B12 producing microbes. The deer and the antelope and the buffalo eat those microbes, swallow it down. In their gut, the microbes produces B12 that's brought out to the muscles. So when people eat beef, red meat to get B12, yeah, but it's the cow didn't make it. That was bacterial B12 all along, and that's important to remember. Now, why did we go down that road? Because 1,000 years ago, 10,000 million years ago, when we were living Earth-connected lives, we humans, we got our B12 same place the deer and the antelope there. We spent all day foraging and digging up roots and tubers, and we didn't wash them off under chlorinated drinking water. We probably knocked it on our leg and we ate it. Most of the calories that our Paleolithic ancestors ate did not come from mammoth meat, came from roots and tubers and starchy vegetables that mostly the women gathered all day. And we would inevitably get the vitamin B12 microbes on the surface of those vegetables. When we were thirsty, we'd go to the nearest stream and plop down and drink stream water, and we would get B12 through the stream water. We used to be getting the B12 from the same place the other natural creatures do. But welcome to the 21st century and modern sanitation. Nobody's drinking out of streams. Nobody's eating unwashed vegetables. We wash everything in chlorinated water. And as a result, the natural B12 sources have been taken from us as part of this exchange, this bargain that we make in exchange for drinking water that won't give us cholera and typhoid fever. And we're willing to make that trade-off, but it also costs us the natural sources of B12. And so not because a natural whole food plant-based diet is deficient in some way, but due to modern sanitation and this bargain that we've made. Now, the one thing we have to do if you are completely plant-based is you got to find a source of vitamin B12. Well, guess what? Nowadays they're taking those same B12 producing microbes, they culture it in big vats, and they isolate the B12 and put it into these little liquids and sprays and tablets, and that's where to get it. No animal has to die, and you don't need it every day if you're otherwise healthy. 3 times a week. Put 1,000 micrograms of vitamin B12 under your tongue if it's a drop or one of those little sublingual microdots. These sprays work well as well. I like the kind that are absorbed in the mouth rather than swallowed as part of a multivitamin. But don't make a big stance, but don't neglect it because you can really damage your spinal cord and your peripheral nerves. Don't neglect it. But don't let it be an obstacle. Oh, it's not a natural diet. I have to take a supplement. We're not living a natural life. Nothing in this world is natural anymore. Our food is not what our ancestors ate, and nothing in this world is natural. We've so sterilized it and sanitized it. It's the concession we make for modern life. Take your little B12 supplement a couple times a week and get on with it, but don't let it be an obstacle. But let it be a guidelines to keep yourself healthy.
And in terms of the B12, I know when I first did my initial research, I found like there's a lot of different types. The one that I actually use, I'm not affiliated with them. I got them because it said vegan on it, but I think there was another element into it. It's like 80%. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Not all of them some of them I believe have products that aren't vegan in it as well.
Yes, it should be vegan, but manufacturers do all sorts of things, and they'll put in flavorings and stabilizers that might not be. Yes, you should check the label, but it should just be, you should see either cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin on the label, but basically nothing much else in there, and those are the two forms. The cyanocobalamin will work just fine for everybody. It's cheaper. That's what I would recommend for everybody. If you get your blood tests and then a certain substance called homocysteine is going up in your bloodstream, that can hurt your arteries. That says you're someone who might benefit from the methylcobalamin form, but that's a very rare condition. Most everybody does fine with the cyanocobalamin, and it's cheaper. So have some cyanocobalamin in some form a couple times a week, and you'll be fine.
So the one I actually have is the other one, the methylcobalamin.
Great.
So
Works fine.